What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We got a little bit of a different angle here, and I feel like that's going to be happening as I kind of get things settled at my apartment. I haven't really. I'm still accumulating like more furniture and more things to make it homey in here. It's probably super echoey still because I don't have a lot of furniture, but as I get more things, I'll be arranging things and they'll be settling in their final location at some point. I don't know when that is, but it's coming. As of right now, already like this. I'm sitting in front of the window this time, so you can actually see me. It's much better lighting from this direction. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get into the tarot scope for the first half of Cancer season. I'm actually super excited about this, y'all. Like, this Cancer season it feels like it's gonna be really like healing and healing and positive, and bringing in a lot of blessings for all of us, especially with this new moon in Cancer that we have through on the 25th. That is conjunct Jupiter, and Jupiter in Cancer is exalted, so it's very happy in Cancer. It could bring about the best of, its blessings, and Cancer things are like our emotional like awareness, our deep emotional like centers. It's family, it's mothers, it's safety, it's comfortability. Yeah. So there's big Jupiter blessings coming in for Cancer season. It really feels like a super healing positive Cancer season. I'm gonna do I have interactive content planned for Jupiter and Cancer, so I'm going to be making some readings for Jupiter and Cancer stories for everyone. Oops, hold on, you guys. I just need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb really fast. I forgot to do that before I got on. Here we go. Yeah, so like I said, we're going to have interactive content, so it'll probably be like a pick a deck or pick a card, pick a pile reading for your Jupiter and Cancer story. And then also, yeah, of course, there will be content for the Cancer New Moon. But I was going to say, for the Cancer New Moon as well, I'm going to be doing my vision board. And I am a huge advocate for vision boarding because it's co-creating with the universe. It's literally magic. All the things that I put down on my vision board for the Jupiter in Gemini season came through, and it's funny because they don't always come through in the way that you imagine them or dream them, but it's so interesting to see the things happen because you look back at your vision board and you just kind of see them as checkpoints. You know what I mean? They're like checkpoints that you achieved, that you put out into the universe. So I'm going to be doing my vision boarding on the Cancer New Moon or just before that, and I strongly advise you all to do that as well for the Cancer New Moon because you will get some amazing blessings, some amazing Jupiter blessings this next year. So plan for the next year and make that vision board. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the tarot scope. We're going to do the rainbow spread, so that's going to be 6 tarot cards and a full one from the animal spirits as well. Spirit, please allow me to connect with the energies of the collective and bring forward prominent messages for this Cancer. For the first half of Cancer season, I ask that you please bring forward messages in regards to what we may be experiencing at this time. What do we need to know and be aware of, and how can we continue to align our energies with our highest good for this first half of Cancer season? So let's see what's coming through. I'm so excited. Okay, so we have a 2 of Cups in the reverse. We have the Magician. We have the Moon in the reverse. And I just realized I don't think I've ever pulled the cards the spread like this before. But I'm going to pull the rest of them. Usually when I pull these, I will shuffle them for each individual position and really like put an intent for each position before I pull. But for some reason, I just pulled them, which is fine. I feel like that might be just like a message in itself that we're just feeling a little bit more aligned with our actions, not having to like second guess or like doubt or think, like overthink. Okay, so for the rainbow spread, we got these 6 cards, and I'm gonna pull more as we go along. We're starting off with the 2 of Cups in the reverse. We have the Magician. We have the Moon card in the reverse. Then we have the 3 of Wands. We have the 2 of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the Star in the reverse. So 3 major arcana here, and then we have 3 minors, and they're all like in the lower numbers. So let me just look at these for a second before we get into this. I feel like I probably will end up possibly clarifying maybe each position. But let's go ahead and start with the 2 of Cups in the reverse. This is what the energy that we were stepping into at the beginning of the second half of Cancer, or the first half of Cancer season. We're just getting into Cancer season. So coming into Cancer season, we're coming through with this 2 of Cups in the reverse. And the 2 of Cups to me is like the energy of synchronicities. That's what 2s are in general. It's that synchronicity, it's that validation, it's that communication that is just aligned. You know, so whenever I think about the 2 of Cups or 2s in general, it reminds me of, sorry you guys, let me close the window. I was gonna try to do the window open, but I think that was a little bit too loud. Okay, so, it reminds me of synchronicities, like when I'm driving down the street and I see like angel numbers, or when I have like a deja vu moment, or when I have a like coincidence type situation. It's really that like, it's like spiritual feedback, it's like divine feedback, right? So coming into Cancer season, having this in the reverse, it feels like a disconnect in that type of regard. And this could also be with an actual like person. There's 2 figures on this 2 of Cups, so this could be about like romance or just interpersonal connections in general, and feeling there is a disconnect there, or you're not necessarily getting the same feedback that you normally do in these situations. So whether that's with another person, or whether that is like within yourself emotionally, and I guess like your connection to spirit, or like higher like intuition, right? So I'm going to clarify what more we can see with this 2 of Cups. Why the 2 of Cups in the reverse at the beginning of the season? There's definitely a disconnect here, but I always say with the 2 of Cups in the reverse, like this isn't necessarily like a separation. You know what I mean? It's not a 3 of Swords. There's just a disconnect. I feel like is the best way that I can say it, because there is potential to realign with this. Okay, so why the 2 of Cups in the reverse coming into Cancer season? The Judgment card. Okay, so there is some aspect of self, some aspect of self that is being rebirthed in a way, but it's more like it's being exhumed. You know, whenever I see the Judgment card, I'm always just like, my first thought is, what's your secret? But there are lots of times like shamed aspects of self, or shamed parts of ourselves that we push down or we hide in order to be like accepted, or to feel accepted. You know, there's something about these aspects of you that could very well have been judged, right? And because of that, you know, you put it in the closet, or you bury it because you feel like it's not valid, you feel like it's not accepted. But there is a integrating process that is coming through at the beginning of Cancer season that might be a little bit difficult for us at this time, right? And if this is not like, if this has to do with another person, there could be truths, or like an opening up basically emotionally, some things that might not have been known, or things that may have been pushed down or pushed aside that come out now, that are needing to be reconciled with, or needing to be integrated in some way, right? And so there is a difficulty with this Two of Cups in the reverse of integrating that, but I feel like it can be done. There just needs to be a actual reciprocity there, right? I think that's funny that this is coming through as we step into Cancer season, because it reminds me of the Chariot card, which is the Cancer card. But there are the two animals that pull the Chariot forward, and the Chariot card is a card of growth. It's a card of integration, so that you can reach like the next level, and that you can move forward and progress like in a linear fashion. But when you have two aspects of self that are not having their needs met, like they're going in different directions, and you can't really progress, right? They're not going the same way. So that's what this is. So this could be you and what you're trying to bring back, what truth of self you're trying to bring back and reintegrate, or this could be, if this is two people, how is everybody's like truth being acknowledged and integrated or received? There's a reciprocity aspect to this. Okay, moving on into what is being healed for the first half of Cancer season, we have the Magician card. And this is a co-creating with the universe card. So remember what I was just saying about vision boarding, right? The Magician is a manifesting card. They have all the tools available for them to create whatever dream, whatever ideal they would like to have in their 3-day experience. Whenever I see the Magician, I always see the like as above, so below situation, right? So having the Magician for the healing position, it's definitely saying that I feel like a lot of us are kind of coming back in tune with a sense of being able to create our path, create our like destiny, or there's just a desire re-emerging to really like manifest something. What can we see with this Magician card? I feel like this is really apt for that like Cancer New Moon. Like I am going to be vision boarding so hard on the Cancer New Moon, and I really think y'all should too, because like I am really calling in my blessings. Like I'm calling in everything that I want. Okay, so what more can we see with this Magician card for the healing for the first half of Cancer season? The Lovers in the reverse. Oh, this is pretty interesting. So honestly, the Magician card and the Lovers card are both Gemini cards, and I'm recording this at the very last day of Gemini season. But the Lovers is about choices. It's about decisions. Whenever the Lovers card comes up, I usually explain that this is a counterpart to the Devil card, where the Lovers is the unfamiliar heaven and the Devil is the familiar hell, right? So it's about decisions and it's about comfort zones, right? When you have the Lovers coming through in the reverse, and clarifying this Magician, it feels like there was a path, like a portal, an opportunity that came up in the past, possibly, that we didn't fully engage with. Like we didn't fully work with this to see what could have come through with this calling, this thing that we're feeling called to, that we're feeling guided towards, right? So it feels like a past decision that we didn't take, or we didn't go down, that we are now trying to either like call back or there is there could be a situation that is coming back around now, whether that is with the same circumstances or new circumstances, but similar energetic flavor. Um, it could feel like a lot of us are really desiring to go down that different path, go down the path that we didn't go down before because we're feeling called towards it. And we really want to know what's on the other side of that now. It's like we want to step out of the comfort zone. We want to have new experiences and see what that's like. But at the same time, it feels like whatever this thing is was something that we were manifesting, like in general. I think this is what this is making my mind go to is like when you have a dream or a desire for something that you like want to experience for your life, and then it comes through in a way that you weren't expecting or in a way that didn't look like your vision, and then you start to question it and you're just like, okay, well, this isn't actually what I want, or whatever. But it could have been everything that you actually wanted, and it just on the surface it looked different than what you thought it was going to look like. So that's what it kind of feels like. But with this, it's all about the feeling. It's all about the emotion. It's all about the intuition and like feeling guided towards that. That's what this is. I think when you realize what people will realize when they are like reintegrating these parts of self that they either hid away or buried, is that when you're reconnecting with that, you're reconnecting with one, like your humanity, like your energetic connection to your soul, having like a human experience. But it's just truth, and when you are moving towards those things that make you feel good, that make you feel connected, you can never make a wrong decision, and you'll always go down the right path. That's the only way that I can say it. It's that quote: "To feel good is to feel God." I said it in the last reading. I think that's what we're connecting with at this time, and we're realizing now with this magician that when these new opportunities come through, or when these opportunities come through for us to possibly go down a different path, if it feels good, if it feels like it is in this like emotional resonance or this spiritual resonance, then we are feeling right about it, and we don't have to doubt anymore. Okay, so moving on. So the success or the highlights of the first half of Cancer season, we have the Moon card in the reverse. This is funny because Cancer obviously rules. The Moon obviously rules Cancer, but the Moon card in tarot is a Pisces card, so it's more so about illusions, more so about like the subconscious stirrings that come up that ask us to deal with it, Honestly, in all of these cards so far, it's definitely giving me that energy of like deja vu, or like seeing something in a dream, or some type of emotional, energetic, like intuition or connection that I feel like a lot of us are more inclined to trust at this time. I've always trusted it, but I think a lot of people are opening up to that and realizing that now. So with the sunlight, we're having the Moon card in the reverse, and it feels like to me a dispelling of like illusion, right? It's where you have actually looked at those fears and realize they're not actually as scary, or there could even be a way that certain things, certain subconscious like emotional shifts are being illuminated at this time. This is the sunlight position, and it's the Moon card in the reverse, so it's like those subconscious things that we weren't aware of that were um, causing us to react in certain ways and, you know, like make decisions in certain ways that we weren't in control of. It's like now we're seeing it for what it is, and we are possibly able to make much more like embodied decisions that aren't clouded by outside like social expectation or social judgment or social like projections even. Okay, what more can we see with this moon card in the reverse? Lighting card in the reverse for the sunlight. The Five of Swords in the reverse. This is interesting because the Five of Swords is often this like card of conflict, like mentally. Swords is thoughts, communications, perceptions, how we create meaning logically out of things. And the Five of Swords would be like arguments, conflict, like mentally, like within yourself or like outside of you, but not necessarily having a what's that word? Not really having a almost like reconciling. It's like when you don't have like a happy like conclusion to something. I don't know why I forget like common words all the time. I feel like for this moon card in the reverse and this Five of Swords in the reverse, there is a clarity on emotional, like subconscious emotional triggers, wounds that's coming through, that's allowing us to sit a little bit more with like the mental instability instead of almost like lashing out or lashing out is a good one, or projecting. I feel like projecting is a good one as well. Sometimes when I look at this Five of Swords and I see this person that has three swords and the other two people are walking away, could you imagine if you were like having a sword fight with people and you know everybody had two swords but then this person has three swords? You know, it's almost like in my mind it's the image of like having somebody's argument before them. You know, it's like you can't say this about me because I already say this about me. You know? So I feel like that is kind of this energy that's being revealed in a way where you are almost like putting words in other people's mouths. Like you are telling yourselves that people feel this way when they've never said that. But then you're like treating them as if they feel like that, you know? And so I think there is an awareness and illumination that's coming towards where we do that to ourselves, or where we even like cut ourselves in that way. It's very much that self-undoing, which is similar to Pisces energy or 12th house energy, which is that moon energy. So I feel like there's an illumination on where we self-undo, where we self-sabotage, and I feel like that's very powerful coming into Cancer season when we are really calling back in a path that feels more like aligned or more attuned with our heart space. So, moving on, how we can stay grounded, we have this Three of Wands. And this is a card of expectation. It's pretty optimistic. It's when you're waiting for your potential to come in. But I would say with the Three of Wands, you know, a lot of times there could be a way that you are daydreaming and not necessarily putting in a lot of action. But I like this for the grounding card because it almost is like, it feels to me like a message of like keeping that optimism like in front of you while we're doing this work of like reintegrating old parts of self, like true honest parts of selves that we, you know, pushed away, and also like becoming much more clear on our self-sabotaging like habits I feel like it's so important to keep that Three of Wands energy, like that optimism of what's ahead in front of us, because it's really hard to look back at those wounds. You know, it's really hard to see how you've hurt yourself and how you could have consequently like hurt others, or how you could have ruined opportunities for yourself because there were parts of you that were hidden away that you were not letting come through. So one more thing to see with this Three of Wands for the grounding. The Queen of Wands, yeah, I love that, because the Queen of Wands, I see myself as the Queen of Wands. It's a very passionate, very creative energy that engages in the things that it loves and it cares about because of the love of it, of the passion of it. You know, it's a queen, so like there is the mastery of the suit of wands. So it's very creative, very passionate, very charismatic, very attractive. But it's not arrogant. It's not trying to put itself in your face. It just is, you know? I think the optimism here with this Three of Wands for the grounding energy is realizing that you're going to be able to get back to a sense of self where you move because of meaning. You know, you move out of purpose rather than out of what is expected or what is necessary. I think that is such a powerful, like, desire, or a powerful truth to want to reconnect with. I love the Queen of Wands. That just feels amazing to me. Yeah, I think that the positivity of this moment, this first half of Cancer season, it's really healing. Like I said, this spread feels so healing. But it feels like a homecoming, and that is such a perfect way to say it with Jupiter coming into Cancer, because Cancer is the home, you know, and home is where the heart is. So where's your heart? Who has your heart? What things are you passionate about that make you want to move? What do you get up for? That's exciting, that's fun. Wow. I love that. Okay, let's move on. So we are moving on into the serenity, how we can experience more serenity at this time. And we're coming through with this Two of Swords in the reverse. And y'all, this is obvious. This is removing that self-doubt type of energy that I was speaking about earlier. Because with the Two of Swords, there could be a way that you are mentally blocking yourself from making a decision, from making a choice. And why that is because you feel like there are conflicting, I guess, streams of logic that is causing you to like hesitate with choosing decisively something. But a lot of times what happens with this Two of Swords is that they are ignoring the emotional, like, truth that occurs behind them. You know, they're being stuck with these two swords in front of their face, and they don't realize that they're stuck, that they are having a hard time making the decision because of these emotions that are also involved, right? And then you see the moon at the top, this like lunar influence, which we also had here with the moon and the Five of Swords. Well, sorry. So, yeah, while we're going through this first half of Cancer season, there are self-sabotaging, subconscious subconscious patterns, emotions that we're becoming clear on, and in order to keep our peace or keep our serenity while we're processing these emotions, let them speak, let them exist, and don't try to rationalize them, don't try to intellectualize them, don't try to tell yourself no before you just allow yourself to feel. So what more can we see with this Two of Swords in reverse for the serenity? How can we continue to keep it within ourselves at this time? Ten of Swords. Let the old mindset die. Let the old perspective, the old truth, the old philosophy die. There's a thing that is going on, or that I realize for people, that causes a lot of cognitive dissonance. And I think it's funny because I don't really experience too many like cognitive like dissonant moments like that, because I'm super like attuned with my emotional world. And so I feel like I'm always acting in alignment with my emotional truth and my heart truth. But for a lot of people, there becomes this cognitive dissonance when you have a certain belief system that has shaped your identity, and when your reality is no longer reinforcing that belief system, but you don't want to let go of that belief, that's where the cognitive dissonance comes in, right? And that's where you're just like, oh, but this, like this can't be true if this is true. This can't be true if I also believe this. Like I can't be this if I believe this. And you don't realize the emotional shit that's going on, right? So realize that this stuff, this illumination of emotional stuff, is coming up so that you can find out the source and like kill it essentially. And that might sound kind of harsh, but it's what's needed at this time so that you can put the swords down, so that you can stop fighting yourself mentally and trust your heart, trust your emotional truth, trust your soulful truth in your human experience. The humanity is an experience. Being a soul within a body on the planet Earth is an experience. It's not everything, well, for most things, a lot of the structures of our reality are created. It's not just life. But emotions, your body, that stuff is just life. So you can't be mentally trying to cut it down. I feel like that's what, our culture and our society, especially in the United States, has done. It's forced us to cut our own humanity out of ourselves. And that's no way to live. And that kind of just allows them to control you, because then they control your mind. And they told your mind that your truth, your emotions are not valid, are not real. So they don't have to do it to you anymore. You do it to yourself. You do it to yourself. So yeah, when you realize that, when you see your patterns, when you see how you are cutting yourself out before you even let reality show you what it is, kill that. Kill that mindset. Kill that way of processing. Kill that way of approaching life, so that you can realign with your truth, realign with your heart, realign with your emotions. Okay, so the advice from Spirit is the Star card in the reverse. And I think that I talked about this possibly in the last reading. This always reminds me of the song Reflection in Mulan, when my reflection showed who I am inside. So it's like, it's times like this where the feelings are very important, right? Because your environment gives you feedback. And if you feel like you are bumping up emotionally against your environment, the people that you surround yourself with, the places, you know, that you put yourself in. If you're feeling dysregulated when you are in those areas or with those people, um, that's information, right? Because there is some type of personal truth, some type of personal understanding that is not in alignment with what you're doing, the people you're surrounding yourself with, or the activities that you surround yourself with. There is an authentic part of self that is not being met, that's not being seen, that's not being validated. Right back to this. So that's what this time is about. This is a realignment. This is a home. What other advice do you have for us at this time for Cancer season? The Two of Pentacles in the reverse. One more. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. Okay. So, Two of Pentacles in the reverse. I think it's funny that another two came out. We've got almost all of the twos. But this is definitely synchronistic. This is definitely spiritual. It's very, it's about that spiritual validation. It's like you can feel it within your body. I feel like there are decisions that are needing to be made for a lot of us right now, in how and what we commit our time and our energy into. And, you know, it could be feeling like you're on the fence, I guess, in where you want to go or what you want to commit to. But once again, with the water in the background, there is the emotional truth that you need to acknowledge and that you need to integrate in order to feel more comfortable, or in order to trust yourself more with the decisions that you are making and the commitments that you decide to keep and that you decide to let go of. There definitely is something that you have to let go of at this time so that the other thing can thrive. And it could be it's something physical, right? So, you know, I don't know, it could be like a resource, a physical resource, job, something health wise, like food wise, family wise, even, because we also have this Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. You know, the Ten of Pentacles it's the end of the journey, the Pentacles journey being a 10. But like a lot of times the 10 is like like a major manifestation of something, like physically. So this could be a home. This could be like a car if you were working hard to like buy a car, or this once again it could be family. This could be, you know, a family tree, like a legacy or education or something like that. Something about this manifestation is possibly like holding you back now, in regards to being able to align with something that feels soulful, that feels true to you, authentic to you. So what is it actually that you are going to commit to? You know, are you going to commit to continuing to hold on to this, to the responsibilities of this manifestation, to family, to home, to work, to school? Or do you take the chance to actually move towards something that feels a lot more aligned with who you are, in your heart? So that's what I'm seeing with the tarot message, you guys. This is a really powerful one. I love this. I will say, like, none of these things are easy. Like, when you start to like see yourself in a new light and see how you have like done yourself wrong because people have done you wrong, like, it's hard to realize that you've been your own enemy sometimes. Um, but at the same time, like having that realization, being able to like see that is so healing, it's so rewarding because then you are able to actually move towards things um, that are true for you, and you're more open to them. You know, you're more open to the ways that they are showing up for you because you can feel it, and it's not bumping up against like your logic because you've let go of this way of seeing things, of believing things, and you're letting the world show you. I love it. So let's pull an animal spirit. What animal spirit is coming through for us at this time, the first half of Cancer season? Any energy that we need to know, be aware of, or possibly embody? All right. You got the vulture. Okay. I already know, like, this is so in line with what is going on with this first half of Cancer season because the vulture, it's a scavenger, right? It eats and cleans the things that are dead. So there is dead energy that a lot of us don't even realize that we've been holding on to, that has the opportunity and the potential to be cleared at this time. So like I said, make those vision boards. Like if you desire to have healing emotionally, make that one of the goals on your vision board. Okay, so the vulture, guardian and purifier, essential for rebalance. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. When in balance, it clarifies and it reveals wisdom. When out of balance, it's dramatic and aggressive. To bring into balance, clean your space for sage. Yeah, definitely do some like smudging rituals at this time. Actually, with the Cancer new moon, I would suggest even like doing like essential oils, like doing some type of like water ritual, work with the water as a tool for like cleansing and purifying. But yeah, this is so legit with the vulture. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and it cleans up our messes. I feel like this is an opportunity to clean up some messes, some life messes that we feel like we might have made in regards to things that decisions that we made or didn't make, right? Not making a decision is also a decision, you know? So, yeah. It also says what you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. And that really, you know, makes me think about this Ten of Swords energy, you know, because it really could feel like this when certain truths are revealed about perspectives that we had, or, you know, things that we've said, decisions that we've made, truths that we believed in that didn't actually reflect the reality that we were living in. And so it might feel like this sometimes, but the blessing of this is the wisdom that you've gained, shattering this perception. So that's what I've got for us for Cancer, the first half of Cancer season. Of course, I'm going to be back for the second half of Cancer season. If you like this, definitely give this a like. Share this with any friends if you feel like this would be helpful for them as well. If you want to be notified for, you know, the future readings, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. And there are going to be announcements coming very soon. suggest that you follow my Instagram page, Instagram at Reckless Abandon Tarot, and that you also subscribe to my Ko-fi or my Ko-fi coffee page, ko-fi.com/Reckless Abandon Tarot, because I will be consolidating that. Like, I'll be using Ko-fi as a hub for my content, or as a hub for my services and what I'm offering. And I'll be having announcements coming through for that soon. I'm going to be doing membership tiers, which is really exciting. So information about that will be coming through on Instagram shortly. So I hope you guys enjoy the first half of Cancer season. I can't wait to like experience these blessings and these changes myself. Yeah. Have a good one, y'all.